Dear ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I'm glad you're well from wherever you're watching this channel. Robert ALAI is one of the successful bloggers in this country. This is the first time in politics. But Robert ALAI has decided to hold the bull by the horns. Earlier today, we saw pictures of how police are parading along those streets or those roads that lead to the State House. We've seen a lot of pictures about how the police are planning to deal with the Azimio One Kenya Alliance. Why is there a heavy deployment of police? Especially, they look like no-nonsense kind of police who are ready to fight the local people. We have seen deployment of RDU units. We have seen a lot of GSU, and we have seen a contingent of police being deployed in the streets. I think this is trying to cause fear amongst the protesters who have vowed that they will stage a peaceful demonstration on Monday. Mind you, in Kiambu County, something very bizarre happened when the police tried to lobby tear gas and think that they would scare the people who are attending that meeting, but they were shocked that they could not succeed in their plan. So Robert ALAI has decided to hold the bull by the horn by sending a tweet directly to none other than CS Kindiki. And this is what Robert ALAI had to say. Cowards have poured RDU all over. Radius of 2 kilometers from the State House has police deployments. These are cowards. Never seen a more fearful regime. Even filling parastatals with tribesmen is a sign of insecurity. Maandamano lazima. That's a tweet from Robert ALAI. Maandamano lazima. So Robert ALAI is saying that the government has deployed police around State House 2 kilometers away from the State House. That means the place could be cordoned by police. And that means the police have created several layers. I saw pictures, and let me show you these pictures. I saw pictures where police are arranged in form of layers. That is, if you're to pass the first layer, you will ascend to the second layer, the third layer, and the fourth layer before you get to the State House. So this is a deliberate plan to make sure that Azimio One Kenya Alliance do not succeed in their peaceful mass protest that is enshrined in the Constitution. And that's why I differ with people who are saying that Raila Amolo Odinga is doing something contrary to what the Constitution envisaged. The Constitution gave mandate to this kind of peaceful demonstration, that if you can marshal 1 million people, then you'll be able to achieve a certain goal. I don't think this police will be able to quell or will be able to turn away 1 million protesters. They won't be able to do that. And Raila Amolo Odinga has made it clear. He said this when he was in Kisumu. He said this when he was in Nakuru, and I think in Kiambu, that he's ready for anything. He is ready for any eventuality. And what Robert ALAI has said in this tweet is basically trying to amplify the fact that Maandamano call is something that will happen, and it is not inevitable. And that's why he calls the contingent of police that these are just cowards. That is what Robert ALAI says. So in this analysis, I would like us to face this issue right the way it has presented itself. Do you think there will be something positive out of these demonstrations? Well, it's okay. In Africa, probably some of the few countries that have managed to do this were like Egypt, where the citizens conducted peaceful demonstrations and police were respectful of these demonstrations. I think that led to something like a coup, because when there is civil unrest, then I think that's the time then the army takes over. So part of Raila Amolo Odinga's plan, because some people begin to say that there will be a coup, that this person did try to execute a coup in 1982, and that's why you find that there's this back and forth debate on Ruto saying that Raila was involved in X, while Raila Amolo Odinga was exonerated from this allegation that he was part of that, and Moi held him for almost 6 months. but did not find any evidence to link Raila Amolo Odinga to that failed coup. So these people have brought that concept to this maandamano, that most probably they think that Raila Amolo Odinga could conduct such a thing. Earlier on, there was a prophecy by a certain prophet, I don't remember the name, but that prophet said that William Ruto might be forced to use KDF or use the army to protect the state house. And by doing that, that William Ruto should have created an opportunity for this army to perform something that most people call a coup. So I don't know whether this is why William Ruto is careful now. He is planting maybe the APs, the GSU, RDUs are the ones who are being used to guard that state house, as opposed to the initial plan of maybe KDF. So maybe if KDF is used in place, then they might decide to topple the government. So I think this is why William Ruto is not taking chances here, because he knows this could happen. But should this happen, that means the government will have been toppled and the worst can happen. But that is just something that can happen. But the point here is very simple, that the government has created layers of contingent of police who are surrounding State House in a bid to fight the Azimio Kenya Alliance. Of course, anything peaceful has to be peaceful. Maybe, what Sonko said about, maandamanos and them being hired to cause chaos and mayhem, if that should be the case, then I think these are the kind of people who will cause mayhem. But by itself, Raila Amolo Odinga has said this is going to be peaceful, and the Constitution allows peaceful demonstration, that they can demonstrate to the vicinity of State House. Now from there, there'll be some engagement with the police, being forced to go back, stand down, and the like. But I don't know what's going to happen. I can't just preempt, but let's just give it time and see what will happen. But Robert ALAI has called the government as coward, because the government has deployed RDU all over 2 kilometers away from the State House in a coward manner. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly share what your opinions are below the comment section. Do you think what the government is trying to do will play out in their favor, or will play out in the favor of Raila Amolo Odinga's team? Kindly share what your observations are, and once again, I'd like to urge you to subscribe to this channel if perhaps you're not subscribed. And again, I'd like to urge you to stay safe and stay blessed until we catch up again in our next analysis.